Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about gentle skincare and sometimes self-care. So if that's your vibe, please subscribe. So tonight I just kind of want to do like a relaxing video. I'm going to do some skincare and just kind of like chat. Just take it easy, just chill, just do a really laid back type of video. So if you guys want to relax along with me, grab your skincare if you want to do your routine along with me, or maybe just like a relaxing beverage, and hit the thumbs up and let's get started. I'm gonna wash my face and get started with some skincare in just a little bit, but I'm not quite ready yet. The vibe of this video is just like really laid back, but I wanted to share with you, I did kind of like try to sort of like zhuzh up my background just a little bit, change it up. I've definitely been like wanting to change some things around in my house, just kind of giving it a little bit of a facelift, and I wanted to show off some of my plants because I love plants. I got into them last year. Like I think a lot of us got into plants last year, just like being at home. You just need a little bit of that, like that pick me up with the greenery, right? Like plants just, I don't know, they just enhance your space so much. But I have no idea what just happened in the last like 2 months, but like I just acquired so many plants. I like doubled my plant collection and I have like nowhere to put them. What am I doing? I don't know, but I just want to be surrounded by plants. Their energy is just so uplifting. I just love taking care of them. I love watching them grow. I'm just so into it. I'm indulging my green thumb just a little bit. I live in an apartment, so I don't have any like backyard or like gardening space. So like this is me being able to like, kind of like fulfill that hobby just a little bit. So anyways, I'm showing off my plants. Hope you enjoy. But yeah, I've just been wanting to like change things around a lot. I'm sure that comes with like the vibe of the new year. I always feel like, oh, new year, fresh start, clean slate. Let's change things up. Let's set the intention, a little bit differently. And so, yeah, I've just been really enjoying being surrounded by plants. So I wanted to add them into the background. Maybe you enjoy their vibes too. And I just wanted to share that like little hobby with you. So to remove my makeup, I use the Beauty of Joseon Radiance Cleansing Balm, which I have been a really big fan of, and it even breaks down waterproof mascara really easily. And then I just followed up with the Roche-Posay Lipikar Wash AP+. I've been liking it this winter because it does have kind of a creamy, slightly moisturizing feel on the skin. And I just sprayed my skin with the La Roche-Posay Thermal Spring Water just to keep my skin hydrated before we started filming again. This is the April Spring Artemisia Rice Essence Toner, and I just emptied my Make Cream toner, which I absolutely love, and I opened this one up a little while ago to take with me on a trip, and so I was like, you know what, before I open a new giant jumbo bottle of the Make Cream toner, I better work through this April Spring, which I absolutely love because it feels really deeply hydrating and refreshing on my skin. So I'm just going to do a couple layers of toner. I've been finding like 3 layers has been doing the trick for my skin. Now that my apartment is so dry with the heat turned like all the way up and it's so cold and windy outside. This weather has been bananas. It was like 63 degrees Fahrenheit outside yesterday. And then we had all these winds and I'm like, are we going to have a tornado? And we didn't, but the winds were really bad. It knocked the power out, and the power was out like all night. It didn't come back on until like I think 8 in the morning. And it's like 30 degrees Fahrenheit today. Like it's cold again. So what the heck is going on? I have no idea. I don't think it's very good. This is not typical December weather, but yeah, it's been very strange. This is the Dr. Ceuracle Vegan Kombucha Tea Essence. And I absolutely love this, and this bottle is almost empty. So I'm just trying to use this up until the very last drop. It's really creamy. It's got hydration to it. It feels really soothing on my skin, which is just a little extra dry lately. And you might remember from my What's on My Shelf winter edition video that I just did like a couple weeks ago that my Dr. Ceuracle's almost empty, and I was like, should I repurchase Dr. Ceuracle? Should I get Cream Skin Refiner instead? I was like, I don't know. And I actually did get a Cream Skin Refiner because I got a better price on it. There was a sale, and it was a lot cheaper than Dr. Ceuracle at the time. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get cream skin right now because I can save some money. And I know when my skin is feeling a lot more dry in the winter, that's when it really appreciates Laneige Cream Skin Refiner to its fullest. This is the Punkang Highly Moisturizing Essence Mask Pack. And I have never used this sheet mask before, but I got this on a somewhat recent YesStyle order. You know, sometimes they send you free sheet masks. And this was one of the free sheet masks that they sent me with my order, and I was like, I'm into this. This looks really, really good. So I have to tell you, getting like that really good sheet mask fit, like really smoothing out like all the wrinkles and the air bubbles and everything. It's so fiddly, it really drives me kind of nuts. Like I'm just like the kind of person who just like slaps the sheet mask on and is just like, let's hope that that is a good enough fit. I don't like to fiddle around with it too much, but I do want it to look semi-okay on camera. And this feels really nice. It is not a creamy essence. I was actually expecting it to be a creamy essence. It's more like a moisturizing gel essence. Does that make sense? So it feels cooling, it's hydrating, it feels refreshing on the skin, but I can tell that there's just a little bit of moisture to this, but it's not super heavy, it's not super rich. Okay, so while I let that just kind of like infuse into my skin, let me tell you about my birthday. So I recently did like a little bonus podcast episode. I am kind of on a break in between season 1 and season 2 of my podcast right now, but I do have some bonus episodes that I've been releasing just to kind of like stay fresh in your ears as I prepare season 2. This is going to be super fun talking with this mask on as it keeps slipping down. So I did share with you some of my life lessons that I've learned so far, just to kind of like commemorate my birthday. And it's always like a very reflective time for me to just kind of look back and see like, what did I do this year? What did I accomplish? You know, how has my life changed? And so it was a really nice birthday. It was like low key because for me, my birthday, like not a huge like deal. Like I don't need like a party or like to go out or anything like that. I just want like a nice meal, and just like a relaxing day. And so, I went to dinner with my mom at one of my favorite restaurants, which was really nice. I have not been to a restaurant, I think I went once in 2020, and that was like a very like fraught experience, like at the height of the pandemic, to be like sitting in a restaurant. Like it just felt weird, and it still felt weird this time around, but it was a little bit better. But it was just kind of nice to be like out, you know what I mean? Because I didn't get to go to dinner for my birthday last year. So yeah, so that was really nice. And then I went to the museum, the public museum here for my birthday, and that was like my very favorite thing to do as a kid. Like it was my absolute favorite. I just love like history and science, and I just love museums, and I would pretend to like that I lived at the museum, you know, like in all the little like in all the little displays and stuff, I'd like pretend that I lived in them. And so like going to the museum as a kid is just like a really huge highlight of my childhood, and a really huge highlight of like, you know, like my imagination and my creativity as a child. And so I just really wanted to go again. I haven't been in many, many years. And I just felt that like childlike excitement and wonder again. It was really, really cool. And you know, I will say like one of the lessons that I learned, I didn't share this in my podcast, but it kind of like came a little bit more into focus for me. You know, just kind of like exploring something that I enjoyed so much as a kid, as an adult, is just that we lose so much of our child spirit, I guess. I don't know any other way to say it, but like we lose that spirit of fun and imagination and curiosity and excitement. We lose a lot of that as adults, especially if we don't work to preserve it, if we don't actively embrace it as we get older. I think that sense of wonderment and imagination definitely does fade away, and to kind of revisit that, to kind of like embrace the inner child a little bit. It was really refreshing. It was really nice. And I think it is part of a self-care journey to kind of like reunite with like your childhood self, and to kind of see the world through those eyes again, even for just an afternoon. Okay, wow, that mask felt so good. You know, it is that moisturizing gel essence, so it really kind of plumped my skin up. It feels really refreshed, really hydrated, but it does have that little bit of comfort that just didn't overwhelm my skin. It wasn't creamy or rich. It just really infused my skin with balance, which I absolutely love. And I think it reduced a little bit of redness as well. Speaking of a moisturizing gel texture, this is the R&W Ceramide Plus Serum, and I've been a long time fan of this one. We've got ceramides, cholesterol, fatty acids in a moisturizing, balancing, slightly hydrating gel texture. This is, again, not something that's really rich and overwhelming to the skin, but it's adding all those barrier strengthening and repairing ingredients that I desperately need in the winter time, but I also need tonight because I am going to be doing some tretinoin. So right now I'm using the NIOD Fractionated Eye Contour Concentrate. This is just like a very sort of liquidy type of eye serum that really targets like fine lines and puffiness and discoloration. So I'm just going to tap a little bit of that in, and then I'm going to top it off with the more creamy, moisturizing Benton Fermentation Eye Cream. You know, I've been using this duo for the last couple of months, like in all of my skincare routines, and the Benton is almost, I always say it's almost empty, but you know what it's like with eye creams, right? Like they're endless, it feels like sometimes, but I promise you this really is almost empty. So as I mentioned, I am on a little bit of a break in between season 1 and season 2 of my podcast, but I'm sort of like actively working on content for season 2 right now. So now I'm going to use 1 pump of Stratia Liquid Gold and about 3 drops of the ordinary chia seed oil. So as I've been kind of, you know, musing on season 2 and the topics that I want to dive into and the guests that I want to have on for conversations, you know, I have been going deeper with my self-care journey as well. And that's kind of where season 1 sort of like left off, was me just really fully embracing my self-care retreat and really just kind of like opening my eyes up to some other methods of self-care and really just exploring giving myself permission. So many of us just don't do that. And I've been talking about this a lot because it's just something I feel so strongly about. Especially I think that the world is at a crossroads right now, because I think we have a little bit of an obsession with productivity, you know, just in the greater world, especially pre-2020. It was go, 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 work, work, work. Hustle culture was really glorified, and burnout was kind of something that like, yeah, it happens, but you deal with it. And I think now that we have questioned everything in our world, because everything has been turned upside down, now that we're kind of questioning everything that's happening to us, we are questioning, is an obsession with hustle culture and with productivity glorifying basically burnout in a way, right? Is that really serving us? And I think a lot of people are waking up to the fact that it's not. And I'm definitely somebody who kind of is waking up to the fact that like being productive all the time is not really cool, and it's not serving me, and it doesn't make me feel good. So I've been on that journey and that discovery. And so I have been just trying all different kinds of things, and I've been reading lots of books, and I've been getting into all different areas of healing and wellness and self-care, and just seeing what fits for me, what works for me. And so it's been a really interesting time. I'm so excited to get like recording on these episodes, because I just have like, I'm bursting with so much that I want to share. Okay, so now I'm going to do a layer of the Cerave Moisturizing Cream. I'm going to put 1 layer of this on my face, let that absorb. Then I'm going to use a pea-sized pump of Curology, which is my tretinoin prescription with niacinamide and azelaic acid. I'm going to mix that pea-sized amount into another dollop of Cerave Moisturizing Cream and then apply that to my face. So this is a slightly different technique than what I normally do. I'm just putting an extra layer of moisturizer on my face before applying the mixture. And the reason why I'm doing that is just because my skin has been so dry as well, it hasn't been that cold this week, but as it's been colder, harsher, the heating is really drying out my apartment. That has been affecting my skin. And so I noticed that like my tretinoin nights were extra dry. And I was like, you know what? Just put an extra layer of moisturizer on first, almost like a sandwich, if you will. And so now that I've been doing that, my skin has been absolutely fine. So this has been a nice sort of like technique to keep going with my tretinoin throughout the winter and just be a little kinder to my skin. So those of you who listen to the podcast, you know in the last episode I shared my experience with my very first Reiki session, which is energy healing. So yeah, it's a little bit more woo-woo, I will admit, but you know what? I can firmly go woo. I like a little bit of woo. I think that it's something that really resonates me, but I also firmly have a foot in like not woo as well. So I'm a little half and half. But you know, that experience really opened my mind up to some of the more like alternative like energy healing and crystals and things like that. And so I've been kind of exploring that this month. And I know it's not for everybody. I totally respect that. But like I've really been interested in crystals, as you've noticed, like in a lot of my backgrounds, I've got like amethyst and rose quartz, because for me, as I said, I've been on this self-care journey and I've been really trying to, you know, release the obsession with productivity and release, you know, that hustle culture and really fully embrace the permission to perform self-care and to just really allow it into my life. And I have been finding that like crystals kind of are like this beautiful visual like reminder of the intentions that I've set for myself and the changes that I want to make in my life, and kind of reminding me that my better self, my highest self, if you will, I can only be that when like I am fully recharged, fully rested, fully taken care of, right? And so sometimes when I look at the crystals, I'm like, oh yeah. Self-compassion, self-love, self-care. I just wanted to share this. Like it could be kind of like an interesting thing to look at if you feel like you have a hard time sticking to your goals, sticking to the intentions that you've set for yourself. There's something about that visual reminder, like a little tumbled stone that you can carry in your pocket or your wallet, your purse, you know, or just hold in your hand when you're like, I really want to remember to stay, you know, open, to stay compassionate, to come from a place of love. Or I just want to remind myself that it's okay to take care of myself. Or I want to remind myself to like speak from the heart, you know, and speak my truth. That I think can be a really powerful way to kind of keep on track, to kind of like redirect you when you feel like you've gotten off course. So for the tretinoin mixture, I do like to just kind of do like even dots or like smudges on my face. And the reason why I've been doing it this way instead of just kind of like, you know, like going in is because it kind of helps me control where it's going. So that I don't get it like too close to my eye area, and I don't get it too close to just this area of my lip, because I don't know, I'm just so prone to eczema right here. I say it every time, right? What I should do actually is, I forgot, I was just like so excited to tell you about crystals. I'm going to put just a little dot of the eczema cream from Roche-Posay on that upper lip area. So if you have like a sensitive area that is like, you don't want to put your tretinoin there, you could just put an extra layer of moisturizer. You could use like some Vaseline or Aquaphor to kind of create a little bit of a barrier on that area. You can definitely protect any area you want on your face. There's a couple different methods. And so now I've just been kind of like working to get all my content filmed for the rest of the year, because I want to take a little bit of time off, a little break in between filming, just to give myself a little vacation before the new year hits, you know, just a staycation for sure, but just like chill out with my dog and just kind of, enjoy the self-care vibes and really kind of prepare for the new year. And I hope that you're able to do that too. It is kind of a really special time of year, you know, right at the end of December where, you know, you're getting, Christmas is past and you start to get really excited about the coming year, and you get excited about the resolutions or the intentions that you're making, and just the excitement of a fresh year and, in a way, a clean slate. In a way. So I want to take that time. I hope that you're able to take that time too and just kind of reflect on the year that we've had and the year that's coming. So you know you did it right when you look like a glazed donut at the end of your skincare routine. So achievement unlocked. I say it at the end of every routine, but like, my skin feels so good right now. This feeling is really one of my favorite feelings in the whole entire world, is when you wash your face at the end of the day. It just feels so satisfying. And then you get that right amount of hydration, that right amount of moisture, that right amount of pampering on your skin. And you just feel so refreshed. You feel relaxed. But you just feel refreshed and clean, and I just love that feeling, and that's how I feel right now. And that's really the definition of like opening up that gateway to self-care and relaxation for me. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did your skincare routine with me, I'm so glad we were able to spend that time together. But anyway, that you watched this video, I'm just glad that you were here. And I'm glad that we could just like hang out together. If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to my channel yet, but you made it all the way through this super chatty skincare routine, please do consider hitting subscribe to my channel, especially if you feel like we're vibing. I release lots of new skincare content, some self-care content, so don't forget to turn on notifications too, because I do release a lot of content throughout the week. I hope you are all healthy, happy, and safe, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.